Hello and welcome to this training class from Frontend Inc. on how to edit Joomla pages from the front end. When looking at a website, we can notice that there are two types of Joomla content. The first is uncategorized. That is content that is used typically to generate a static page, such as an About Us page or a page that might list just testimonials. The other type of content within Joomla is categorized content. That is content that is assigned to a section and a category and is typically used in what we call a dynamic page. But many Joomla sites do not have dynamic pages at all. In fact, this is an example. This particular website is designed really to provide a lot of relatively static data, encouraging people to sign up and take courses in classical education. So this is the type of example where going into the front end and using the front end editing tool can be very useful because it eliminates the necessity of trying to track down what content pages are published to what menu position. You simply log in, go to the page you're trying to edit, open the page for editing, and then edit the page. So how we would do that is we would first go to the front end and actually log into the site. Now this site actually doesn't really have any member functions. No one is going to be registering for this site or doing any type of community or networking activity through this Joomla site. No one will be contributing to it other than a very select few people who are actually staff and faculty at the school. But we can still go ahead and publish a login module to the front end, even though, as you see here, there is no option to actually register or join the site. But we've kind of taken this login and we've buried it at the bottom so that those who actually have who have permission to work with the site can scroll down, log in. The login is out of the way, it's not very obtrusive, and then after having logged in to a given page, for example, let's say testimonials. Let's go to the testimonials page. They can come to a page, and when they get to the page, what you'll notice is that there is a pencil. Now only users that have a proper class, that would be editor or above in their permission, can actually see that pencil. Mere registered users of a website cannot see it, nor can people who simply can contribute. Those would be called authors. But you must be an editor above. You can see this pencil, and that pencil means that you can actually open this page for editing. So let's go ahead and open that page up. So I click the pencil, and now I go into edit mode. Now, a couple things. I see that the main portion of this page is actually open for editing, and I can change the text. But what I notice is that areas, for example, where you see my cursor up here where it says Classical Learning Resource Center, this text up here as well, and in fact the text here on the navigation bar, that is not open for editing. That is because those are modules. Joomla has a system where modules are little blocks of HTML that are published to positions that are defined within the template, and they cannot be changed from the front end. So if you go into a Joomla page and you click the pencil after having logged in, you open the page for editing, and you see that there are areas of the page which are not open for editing. And we'll take a look at that in just a second more clearly on the home page. Then what that means to you is that the areas which are not open for you to edit are in fact modules and will need to be edited from the administrator area. For folks that are not administrators but rather might be some type of advanced contributor, they can't edit that information at all because they do not have access to the administrator. So when I come here to the edit an article, what I notice is I have my title up at the top I can change. What I also have is I have this editor tool. Now Frontend normally delivers the Joomla FCK editor. It is a very nice advanced editor that may seem at first a little overwhelming, but is actually very easy to use. We're going to cover a few of the buttons that are on the editor just to help out. The first is the source. If I click the source, that actually shows me the raw HTML. And then if I click the source back off, it will take that HTML and actually convert it into the editor's interface and actually show me, instead of code, actually show me what the text will look like when I actually publish the page. Another thing, another button that we really like to use is this button here, Paste from Word. If I have changes to a page, if I've written them up in Microsoft Word, I select them in Microsoft Word, copy them, click this button right here, and then actually paste them right in. And that will clean up a lot of the various fonts and style classes that Microsoft Word uses. But in order to really make the text clean, click this Remove Styles Definitions before you do the paste. Okay? The next thing that we're going to talk about that's very important are these style buttons here, bold, italic, underline. They work just like Microsoft Word. Highlight the text and then click the button that you would like to use. Another very important button are these alignments. This is your left justify, center justify, right justify. And those you would simply highlight the text just like in Microsoft Word and then click how you would like the text itself to be aligned. This is a very important icon, the insert edit link. If I would like to make a piece of text a hyperlink, I simply select it, then I click the link icon, and then I simply type in my link, for example, www.google.com. Go ahead and cancel out of that. Now, if I would like to put pictures into my text, that's what the Insert Edit Image does for me. I can click on Insert Edit Image. I can actually go over here to Upload. I can click Browse. And I can actually upload a picture from my desktop and insert it directly into my article. Okay? This is for inserting or editing a table, and those are really the primary things that we would use. There are a couple of other things to cover. Let's take a look at format. What I like to do is I do not like to override my style sheet. I don't like to set font or size classes because we have all that built into the cascading style sheet, the CSS, that actually drives the site. So if you want something bigger, then use a heading class. Go ahead and select it, go to Format, use a heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, whatever looks good. Remember, you can always edit it, so if you try something and it doesn't work or you don't like the look of it, you can always go back in and simply reverse it. So that is where this tool right here comes from, this Remove Format. If I actually select text, click Remove Format, notice it got rid of the italics. It actually will reduce it back and make it just regular plain text. If I like my changes, I will click Save. If I don't like my changes, if I want to reverse them, I could click Cancel, which is exactly what I'm going to do. Okay, and I simply go back and look at my page now the way it was. Let's go ahead and look over at the home page. If we look at the home page, what we'll notice quickly is that I have actually a lot of module positions here. The actual editable text doesn't start till way down here towards the end. So let's go ahead and click here on Edit Article. We come down. All of these are module positions. There's a separate training class on how to work with those modules, but we scroll down and we see that this is where we actually get to where it says Welcome to the Classical Learning Resource Center. That's where we actually get to true text. Everything else is in fact a module position. Okay, so what we have learned today is if you have a Joomla site, what you would do is make sure that you have a login on the front end of the site. You click into the login as at least an editor, and then you can go and change your pages. If something is on a page and is not updatable, you cannot see it to update it, that means it is in a module position and you will need to edit that from the administrative area. This has been a training class by Core Fun Inc. Thank you very much.